Hi everybody, it's Adele and welcome to my channel Sew for Serenity, where I talk to you about my sewing journey, and that includes all things sewing related, including fabrics, patterns and just my love for sewing in general. And we have lots of sewing and life chit chat, so if that's something that sounds of interest to you, keep on watching. Welcome back to my regular viewers. Appreciate so much that you watch me week in, week out, and all the lovely comments that you give me. And if you're new here, I hope you consider subscribing and enjoy what you see. So this is my instalment of my Friday Sews. This Friday Sews is a hashtag started by Jen in Jen's Sewing Room to bring the sewing community together under one hashtag, where we can give you weekly updates on what we've been sewing and what's been happening in our sewing life and sewing journey and what we're going to be doing at the week ahead. So that's what I'll be doing today. So as you all know, I am getting married next Saturday. So I had at the weekend my final dress fitting, which was absolutely amazing. Obviously now I'm a sewist, I can really appreciate the work that goes into making wedding dress alterations, and the lady that does my dress fitting is absolutely amazing seamstress. When she was hemming my dress and she was cutting into it, I was just like cringing so much because I was like, oh my god, but she was just so confident, and yeah, she's just amazing. So yeah, she was really good. So yeah, and I've just been doing lots of last minute things for the wedding really, you know, just the little finishing touches that you need to do. And then tomorrow I've got my second hen party. For those of you that watch my channel, I went to St Ives with a lot of my good friends. There's 7 of us in total. But this weekend I have got kind of what we're calling my at-home hen, which is basically for all the people that couldn't come to St Ives, and my mum and my aunties and John's mum as well. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. And those of you that don't know what a hen do is, it's a bachelorette party for those of you that are not in the UK. And then the final massive thing that's going to be happening this weekend is it's the final day of the challenge that me, Crystal at my social thread and Claire at Stitch Hem Sew are hosting, and it's the Selfless Sew April 22 challenge, which, as you all know if you watch my channel, it is basically where you sew something for somebody else in the month of April. You can enter as many times as you like under that hashtag on the 30th of April, and if you want to post your progress between now and then, you do the same hashtag, Selfless Sew April 22 WIP, which is WIP, work in process. And yeah, basically we have over 50 sponsors, over 50 prizes, and yeah, there's some amazing prizes in there, really good prizes. So yeah, we will be sorting through the entries and making our judgments. When I say judgments, we're just picking the ones that we like. We're not like expert sewists here. It's a bit of fun, it's a challenge. So yeah, we'll be judging those entries under the different categories. So there's adult wear, children's under 2s, children over 2s, pets, and then accessories, which is everything else basically that you can think of sewing can go in that category. So yeah, we'll be collating all those entries and going through, and hopefully the aim is to announce the winners by, I think Wednesday is what we're aiming for, but bear with us because it's the first challenge we've ever done. So yeah, it's a very, very busy week next week. What am I wearing today? I am wearing an absolutely gorgeous make that I am in love with, and I actually think I'm going to wear it to my hen do tomorrow, but I don't know because I've got 2 options. But it's basically, oh, not the camera. So basically it is my AVENIR jumpsuit by Friday Pattern Company. I'll stand on the chair, but don't do this at home guys. So you can see it's a wide-legged, panted, pocketed jumpsuit made in woven. You can actually make it in a stable knit as well, and you can either make it off the shoulder, excuse my bra straps, or on the shoulder. Obviously I've gone for on the shoulder because I can't be doing with that faff, but yeah, you can do it in the 2 different styles. This is the pattern artwork, and as you can see it's just in a bow plain fabric there. But I've used this fabric that I got from a Sew Hayley Jane box. It was March's Sew Hayley Jane box, and I forget now. Yeah, so it's a Viscose lawn, and it's this flower print, and that was from my Sew Hayley Jane March box, luxury box. For those of you that don't know, I subscribe to the Sew Hayley Jane sewing subscription box, and part of that I get up to 3.5 meters of luxury fabric. So this is the fabric that I got, and it's just absolutely beautiful florals. And this is what I chose to make the AVENIR jumpsuit by Friday Pattern Company. And I have quite a bit of this actually left over, to be honest with you. So I could make probably something matching for Alice. This is what I sewed up this week. So I shared my progress on it last week. I'd made the bodice in my last Friday sews, and I got it finished off this week. I have to say, I absolutely loved making this pattern. It's such a lovely make, how it all comes together, how the waistband's inserted, how this is all done. Oh, it's just really, really lovely. And apart from a bit of an issue with the sizing, which I'll talk about in a minute, I really enjoyed this sew. And I really want to make another one. One of my subscribers talked about, they'd made it in a black, I can't remember their name, but if I can remember it, I'll put it in. One of my subscribers has made loads of these, and she made a black one, and she wears it with like leopard print shoes, and obviously I love leopard print, so I've got some black tencel that I got from Rainbow Fabrics, and I'm going to make a plain black one. And I've got some really cool animal print pumps that will just look gorgeous with it. So I've got this vision for that in my head. So I really want to make another one. When we talk about sizing of Friday Pattern Company, I've had a bit of an issue with sizing recently. The first ever thing I made for Friday Pattern Company was the Wilder gown, which obviously is oversized, so I made a small and that fit perfectly. The next thing that I made, I think, was the saltwater slip, and I made a small in that. It's a little bit oversized, so that worked out fine. And then I made the sagebrush top recently, which is lovely. On my measurements, it put me in a medium, so I went with the medium, and it was too big really, because my bust always puts me in a small, but my waist and hips always puts me in a medium, and really I should have just gone with the bust measurements on that. So next time I make it, I'll make a small. With this one, I was conscious, with it being a jumpsuit, I needed to take into consideration the hips really. I know the waist's elasticated, so I didn't have to worry too much about that. So on the chart, a small bust is a 34 to 38, which I am a small bust, and the waist is a 26 to 27, and the hips is a 35 to 36. Now I am a 29, 37 inch hip, which is what the medium is. So the medium is a 28 to 29 waist, and the hip is a 37 to 38. So I definitely sat, no questions asked, in that medium. But for the bust, I didn't, because that was a 36 to 7 inch bust. And when I looked at the finished garment measurements, the small had quite a bit of ease. It was a 43 inch bust. So I went with the small on top, and I graded out to medium on the waistband and downwards. So I kind of graded out the pattern pieces at the bottom to fit a medium waistband, and then had the medium legs. And when I sewed up the top, it was okay, but it didn't feel comfortable. Something felt not right about it, so I did let it out on either side by about a centimetre, which ended up probably being a medium. So as you can see, it's got a nice bit of volume and bagginess, which is just not too much. So I think next time I'll probably just still cut out the same pattern piece, because it's done now, but I will do a smaller seam allowance straight from the beginning, and that's the only alteration I would make. I didn't take anything off the length, and I'm not sure because I can't see on this, but maybe it's meant to be cropped. But I'm 5'3", so you usually have to take 2 inches off, and I forgot. But because it was wide legged and not tapered in, I just thought I'll just take any length that I need to take off at the end. But I didn't need to; it fitted perfectly. So I fell out of love with Friday Pattern Company over the saltwater slip, but I love Friday Pattern Company. They are brilliant, and their instructions are great. The pattern's great. I definitely want to make more of these. This will become a tried and tested along with the Wilder gown. So I recommend, if you haven't made this, to make it. It's really great, and I'd love to make it in a stable knit as well, like a ponte or something as well. And so yeah, that is my first make, and it's what I'm wearing today. I have got some pictures which I'll insert either here or here, and yeah, you can see me swishing around in it in the garden. So that is my first make last week, which was selfish because it wasn't for anyone else, it was for me. Whoops. The second make that I've got here to show you is actually finished it the week before and shared it on my Instagram, and then forgot to share it in my Friday sews. I haven't got a picture of Alice in it yet, but I'll try and get one by the time this afternoon so I can get it uploaded. But it's this lovely little kind of cami top that I've made out of March's. There's a bit of a theme here because this was March's luxury fabric and this is two of March's fat quarters. So these fat quarters, these beautiful daisy retro print fat quarters, and I obviously had two different colours, and as soon as I opened it up, the box, I was really inspired by these retro prints, and I had this So Retro label from So Anonymous, which I just thought would match this perfectly. So I searched the internet for a pattern that I'd be able to squeeze out of a fat quarter. So this is a pattern from the Freckled Pear, which is an Etsy store, and it is called the Kelsie top, and it has loads of different variations. You can have frills on the arms, you can have frills on the back, frills on the front, you can have bows. I can't remember how many variations there are. Let me just have a quick look on my thing. It's for ages 2 to 8, and yeah, with the frill, you can have a bow on a front yoke, you can have the frill like I've done, and there's all different examples. Oh, there we go, there's the line drawings. Don't know if you can see that. That doesn't come up very well up and on, but there's different options at the bottom there. So yeah, it's a really lovely pattern, and it's finished with bias binding on the inside. Sorry, my bias binding is not that neat because I am new to it, but I am starting to love it. It's got a yoke at the back, a front yoke, and I managed to squeeze this out of, as I say, 2 fat quarters, and that is for Alice. I haven't got a picture, as I say, of her in it, but I'll try and get one. And that is another So Hayley Jane make. There's a bit of a theme there actually, and yeah, it's just amazing to see what you can get out of fat quarters. So that is something that I've got so many fat quarters. I've got a massive drawer full that it'd be great to see if I can make shorts with some fat quarters as well for her while she's little. So that was my other make, which is a selfless sew make as well. So that was that. My next make was something I talked to you about last week. If you watch my Instagram, you will see that I completed my pattern test, and this is my very, very first pattern test that I've ever done. I applied for it and I got it, and I was just really excited to do it. And yeah, the company is called Slow Morning Studio, which is an Etsy store, and this is the blouse. It's the Milla Blouse, and it's a very boho style loose fitting top, and the thing that I really liked about it is the sleeves go right in to basically the facing at the front and start right here. And what I'll do is I'll just move the dummy in, and you can see that this is, I made it in this beautiful blue gingham viscose that I got from Rainbow's Fabrics. It's got a facing at the front with this lovely keyhole, well not keyhole, with this detail, open detail. It's got facing at the back that drops down, and then gathered blouse at the bottom and gathered here, and then these sleeves are massively voluminous and are gathered in at the side and go right in. Now, when I first started planning to pattern test for this, I didn't actually realise how fabric hungry it was. I'll just let you know, because they are so voluminous, the sleeves and the skirt, the dress skirt area, I keep calling it a skirt, but it's the bottom of the blouse. Just getting the fabric requirements. So for my size, this comes in a size 34 to 46, so or a size 6 to 18. I went with the size, I was in the size 10 based on the measurements, but because it was so oversized, I was in the 8 for the bust as normal, and then in the 10 for the hips and waist, but because it was so oversized, I went with the bust measurement, which took me to an 8. I did check with Mirka, who is the lady who designed this pattern, and she recommended sizing down. So that was good. And the amount of fabric that it takes is 2.26 yards, or just over 2 meters, which is quite a lot of fabric for a top. And obviously if you've got a directional print, that adds to it, etc. So really needed over 2 meters, and I didn't have loads of fabric that I was comfortable trialing a new pattern, because usually when I buy over 2 meters, it is intentional and it's fabric that I really love. And obviously when you're trialing a pattern, you don't know how it's going to turn out. So I had this fabric in my stash, which was this blue gingham, and it was fairly reasonably priced because it was from Rainbow Fabrics, and I had 3 meters of it. So I thought if I make any mistakes, I've got plenty enough in there to kind of recut out, etc. So I absolutely, when I first started doing it, was like, I'm not sure if I like this pattern, but as I started to build it, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love gathering anyway. I love the effect that it makes, and I enjoyed the facing. That came together really lovely. Sorry, I just took that around. Yeah, the elastic in the sleeves. I loved everything about it, and it was really quick, really enjoyable. Really enjoyed making it. The instructions were fantastic. There wasn't much feedback that I had. There was really lovely pictures, and what I really loved about the pictures was that it showed you like a seeing through that fabric, so what's underneath it, which was really nice. There was no point where I was like, oh, I'm not sure what to do here, scratching my head. And I gave that feedback to her, that the instructions were really, really clear. The only feedback that I did give was on the different sizes on the pattern pieces, all the lines are the same. So to show you, so all the lines are the same, so you don't know, the only way you know is by following that it says that's a size 34, that's a size 36. And what I found was when I got to this bit, I did cut it by mistake on the wrong size line. So I did give feedback to say they should be like different types of, like a perforated line, dashes, you know, the normal kind of situation. And then I also always say it should be layered because I just prefer layering, but that's not always possible. So yeah, I love this. I've got some pictures of it. I paired it with some white pumps and some white shorts, and it just had this really summery vibe. I think I joked on my Instagram, I just want to go and have a picnic now in this, in some hayfield somewhere. And I really want to make another one. I'd like to make one in a little bit more of a stable fabric to see, not stable, less drapey fabric, to see what that's like, maybe a linen or something, or a chambray. But yeah, absolutely loved it. And I did give some feedback to say that I think this could be hacked into you know, a dress version. It could be hacked into short sleeves, ruffle. You could make like just a ruffle with no sleeve, if that makes sense. And I think if she added that to the pattern and built on that, it would be lovely to have lots of different options, because I know if you're anything like me, I love a pattern that has different variations of it, so you can use it and use it again. So yeah, she said she was going to take that feedback on board. And yeah, again, it's an Etsy store. She's got some other patterns on there. So I will link all her details in my show notes, so you can go to her store and have a look at the different things she's got. She's got a lovely robe, like a kimono robe, and then she does this scrunchy headband as well, which looks amazing. So yeah, thank you, Mirka, for giving me the opportunity to test your beautiful pattern. And yeah, if anybody else wants me to test a pattern, I will be totally open to do that. Thank you very much. So again, technically, I finished that the week before, but couldn't share it with you because it hadn't been launched yet. But that pattern is now out in the wilderness, ready for people to see. So the next make that I made was a selfless sew, you'll be pleased to know. And it was Teddy's little bow tie that I promised to make him. So Teddy is my pet Cavapoochon. and I will insert a photograph because I have got some cute photographs of him in this. And basically this was made out of some waterproof fabric, so coating fabric, that I got in a fat quarter from the Sewing Sanctuary at the Sewing for Pleasure show that I went to at the NEC. I think it was a couple of quid for this fat quarter, and I thought it'd be perfect to make a little bow tie that was obviously water resistant. And I found this tutorial from the Canine Society, which I will link in the notes below, and it's basically two pieces of fabric, and you basically do some folding, you then pinch it together, sew it in the middle, and then wrap the other piece round it, and then put a little bit of elastic on it that goes round his collar and then sits like this. So it's really quick to make, and this has got little dog's faces on it, which I thought was really cute. And now I want to make him a Christmas one and an Easter one and all the different holidays and seasons, and a Valentine's one, and all the different ones that you can make. So yeah, my partner is not impressed. John is saying stop putting my dog in silly little bow ties, but I think he looks cute, and I think he liked it. He looked more impressed about this than he did his dog coat that I made. So there you go. But that was a very quick sew. It was all hand sewn as well, a bit of hand sewing and an iron. That's all you needed for that. That's that one. And then finally, no, it's not finally, this isn't finished, but it's pretty much nearly there. My mum's top that I promised to make her in this bee fabric is done, bar hemmed the sleeves and hemming the bottom. So I made the Lola Blouse from Forget Me Not Patterns. Joe from Forget Me Not Patterns kindly gifted me this pattern for an honest review, and obviously I haven't completely sewing it up yet, so I can't give that honest review, but so far it's been a brilliant pattern. Really love how the instructions are laid out, and I'll do a proper review of the pattern once I'm back from my honeymoon. But yeah, it's got this frill at the back, a box pleat, an inverted box pleat, and the reason why it's called an inverted box pleat is because inside it's got this box shape, which I didn't know. So yeah, inverted box pleat at the back. It's got a boat neckline finished with a facing, not a facing, finished with bias binding that I got from the Specky Seamstress. This is it's what's on the inside that counts, is what I've got there. And I'm very actually proud of my bias binding. I am new to finishing my seams with bias binding, and I'm actually really impressed with my stitching there. But yeah, so that is the Lola Blouse by Forget Me Not Patterns, and it also is a dress. You can make a dress, and it's got an extension for like a frill on the sleeve as well, and I haven't got a picture of her wearing it yet, but obviously once I have finished it I will get a picture of her. The only thing I would say that I probably would have done differently is I cut all the fabric the right way, all the way the same way around, but the bees are pointing down, and I mean I don't think it matters whether they're up or down, but I think I might have preferred them to be up. I don't know, I don't think it matters, but yeah, that's for my mother. Yeah, so that's the Lola Blouse by Forget Me Not Patterns. And then I have cut out my husband-to-be's hoodie that I am making him. So that is cut out. There's black overlocker thread on the overlocker. I will get that sewn up this week, fingers crossed. And then finally, another Sew Hayley Jane fabric that I got in Aprils Sew Hayley Jane Luxury box was this purple lilac cotton jersey, which has got four-way stretch. And as I said, I was doing the Nasima Sew Over It jumpsuit because I wanted something that I could put buttons on, because I have these lovely, where are they? Excuse the rustling. Got them. So I've got these gorgeous cut one pair pigeon wishes purple lilac buttons, so I wanted something that had buttons to go with this fabric. So the Nasima Jumpsuit by Sew Over It I had seen and liked, and I know that Liz the baker that sews had made one but had some trouble with it, but she's a lot taller than me, so I thought I'd be okay. I haven't finished this yet. I've still got to put the buttons on it, but the waistbands on it, I haven't hemmed it. and it's here, and I've cut my fabric in, so I'll just hold it up. So I've cut my fabric in stripes downwards, and I must say I feel like I need to lengthen the torso, and following, I have read somewhere that people have said about lengthening the torso. I haven't particularly got a long torso. I think I've just got an average torso, but it does come up quite high, which isn't a problem. But the elastic is so weird. The elastic, usually I'm used to having a channel. Like with the AVENIR jumpsuit, you've got a channel that the elastic goes through, and that sits really nicely. This doesn't have a channel. You sew the elastic onto the seam allowance inside. Sorry, you'll have to ignore the black thread because I got annoyed and I had to go with black thread in the end because I ran out of the lilac. Yeah, and it just doesn't sit right. I think it looks messy inside. Really not happy with it. And when I put it on, it just doesn't sit nice. And I have noticed that a lot of people have, when they're taking photographs of this Nasima jumpsuit on Instagram, they have got a tie round the waist, or they've got a belt on. And now I know why, because it needs that cinching in, because it just doesn't, I can't really describe it. Once I've put the buttons on it, I will show you what I mean, and I'll hopefully have it finished this week. But yeah, I'm going to make because I've got some of this fabric left, I'm going to make a tie belt to go round it, and then I think once that's there to cinch it in, I'll be happier with it. If I'm not happy with it, what I will do is unpick it and I will put a waistband channel in it, because that's the only way I'm going to be happy with it, I think. And I absolutely love this colour, and I love the design of the jumpsuit. It's the waistband, it's just weird. And I don't know if anybody else found that, or if it's just me, but yeah, I'm not a lover of the waistband, and unless I can get the waistband to work for me, I don't think I'd make this again. So yeah, it's not a sewing fail because I will salvage it because the fabric's just too nice, but I think what I will end up doing is it'll be going into my works in progress or UFO box, and it will get a channel put through it to get that waistband in, just like that. And I'm just going to copy the AVENIR jumpsuit. Can you see that? The AVENIR jumpsuit channel, and then I think that'd be perfect then. So yeah, I'm reluctant to put the buttons on until I've sorted it out, but that's where I am with that. So leave that one with me, let me get it to where I want it to be, and then I'll give a balanced review of it. The pattern instructions are fairly okay. There was a couple of bits where I was scratching my head, like the waistband, and also a little bit on the neckband, but it's my first sew over it pattern that I've ever sewn, and yeah, jury's out on it at the moment. Maybe I've just had a bad experience and I need to make another sew over it pattern, but at the moment, yeah, I've struggled with that one a little bit. And then just an update really on where I got to with my Selfless Sew April. I pledged to do quite a lot, and I've done most of them. The only things I haven't done is the girls' pyjamas, which everything's washed and ready. I've just got to cut out the pattern and sew up John's hoodie, which I'm confident I will get done this week, because it should be quite quick, although it is a new pattern and I've not done a men's hoodie before. I'm hopeful I'll get that done. So overall, for myself with Sew April, I did the dungarees for Alice, the Waves and Wild Explorer raglan tee and legging in the rainbow fabric. I did Teddy's dog coat, his bow tie, and I did my mum's blouse nearly, that I just need to finish off. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with how much I got done, and I didn't do that much. I did do some sewing for myself. One of those things was a pattern test, and then the other two I just got so inspired by the fabric that I got from the Sew Hayley Jane boxes that I had to make it up. So yeah, the Sew Hayley Jane boxes are fantastic. They really inspire me, and as soon as I get the fabric I wash it, and even when I don't like the fabric, or well, not don't like it, even if I'm unsure of the fabric not being in my colour palette, I get inspired and then I'm like, right, I've got to do this straight away. And that's what happened with the cotton jersey in the lilac. I got inspired by it and then had to get it sewn up straight away. So yeah, that's where I am. And yeah, the Selfless Sew April has been really good for me. The reward that you get from giving somebody something that you've made is just, even though they don't really appreciate necessarily how much work's got into it, they do appreciate the thought, and that's really special. So I will be continuing to do those makes going forward. So what are my plans for next week? Well, my plans for next week, I've already kind of told you personally, I'll be busy over this weekend. I'm going to film, I've got quite a lot of fabric all down here that's kind of been over several hauls, so I just haven't had a chance to show you. So I'm going to do a big fabric haul over 2 posts, 2 vlogs, and I'm going to upload those, schedule those over the next couple of weeks while I'm on honeymoon and obviously getting married and everything, so there's some content for you. So yeah, that'll be coming. I'm also going to try and get a Friday Sews filmed on Thursday. It probably will be really busy at work because it's the day before I break up. But if I can squeeze it in my lunch hour, I will do my Friday sews with just any updates. As I say, finish John's hoodie and then try and get that jumpsuit, that Sew Over It jumpsuit, remedied in some way. And yeah, that's kind of all the sewing I've been up to, and they're my plans. I've got a couple of things to show you. The first thing, and I can't believe I haven't talked about it already, is who was watching the Sewing Bee. It's back. So the Sewing Bee is, for those of you that don't know, I don't even know why I'm saying this, is a sewing TV programme where they have home sewists come and compete to become the Sewing Bee winner. And it's been going for about 6 or 7 years now, might even be longer than that. And I've got one of the Sewing Bee books already, which is a sustainable sewing, which has got some great patterns in it on the back, and I want to make the bomber jacket. That is the first thing that I want to make out of it. And they released the new one. It came out not yesterday, the day before, and I got it yesterday, so I haven't read it yet. But it's basically the modern wardrobe. It's by Juliette Uzor, and she was one of the contestants on the Sewing Bee, and she's compiled this book, and it's got loads of patterns in it. I'm just having a look how many actually, and it basically says create closure love with 28 projects and innovative alteration techniques, and it includes full-size paper patterns. So before you had to download them, you've actually got the paper patterns here. Oh, and that's some of the things that you can make. One of the things that's in there is a beautiful sheer, loads of shearing, and a sheared top, which looks amazing. So yeah, I'm really excited to read that and start to look at some of the patterns. That this one is one of my favourites. So it's sheared, as in shearing elastic, and then also it's through like an organza fabric, which is see-through, which I think is really beautiful. I'd really like to make something like that, but I don't think that's great for your first. Using something like organza is probably not the best material to do your first shearing project. I don't think. Probably want something like cotton, a bit more stable. But yeah, that is the book that came, and I'm really excited to look at it. And if anybody saw the show on Wednesday, what a show it was, and some of those wrap dresses at the end were absolutely to die for. Really liked them. So yeah, that's one of my purchases. And then the other purchase is some fabric, which I was going to put in the fabric haul, but it's so gorgeous and it came today, and I just wanted to share it with you today, so it's here. So it's from, look at this, thanks, I made it, love this. So this is from Hey Sew Sister, and it's from Georgie. I love how there's a little sticker on it that tells you who packed it, and Georgie packed this for me. So Hey Sew Sister is ran by a brother and sister, I believe, and it's Georgie and Ollie, and Georgie does some amazing makes on her Instagram, and yeah, she's just really cool. So yeah, I ordered some fabric, and that came, and it came in this cute little package, and it's a Viscose chalet, and I think it's Deadstock, but look at this, it's on a cream background, and it's just, I don't even know, it's just an abstract print of like, looks like squiggles really, and it's on a cream background, this gorgeous green. and it's a viscose challis, and it's £5 a half metre. So I got 3 metres of this because actually what I want to do is make a Sagaro, whatever you call it, whether you pronounce the G or not, the Sagaro set by Friday Pattern Company. This will look gorgeous in, and that's what I want to make up. So that's what I purchased it for, and that's why I bought 3 metres of it. Yeah, I just saw this and just thought this is so me, so purchased it. And then what was really cute was I got a little free gift as well, which are these really cute pink buttons that look like sweets. How lovely. I'll have to focus. Really cute, like stripe through it. So they're really lovely. Obviously didn't order them, they're just a free little gift, and I love a free little gift. So they came. And then the other thing that I ordered was Hey Sew Sister have started doing their own woven labels. So I ordered some, and it's basically indie mixtape vibe. So 10 woven sew on labels. They were £9.50 for 10, and 2 of each. Yeah, 2 of each of the 5 designs. So I'll just open these up now and show you them. And the reason why I love these are, it's like from my era, you know I'm a bit of a retro girl, and these are all songs that remind me of my childhood. So this one is cool. This one's Don't Look Back in Anger, which is Oasis, I believe. And then it's got a little peace sign on the back. Will I be able to name all the songs? I don't know if I will be able to. I could sing them. I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor. I can't remember who does that song. And then there's a little disco ball on back. She Moves in Her Own Way. That's just gorgeous. And then little flower power on the back. And then Have a Nice Day. That's cute too. With a little sunshine on the back. And then finally, I've had the same jeans on for question mark days now. Brimful of Asher, that is, isn't it? Really cute. So they are just really lovely labels. So yeah, I ordered them because they're a new venture for Georgie and Ollie, and I like to support new ventures. So they are going in my label kit, which I've now got quite a few. So yeah, that was a really nice package, and it just all comes in this lovely little packaged packaging, and it's just really super cute. And I'm not sure what this is, but there was like a little, I don't know if this was holding it all together, but it was a little scrap of fabric. So I don't know if they're sending out little scraps as like wrap, or I don't really know what that was, but it's a beautiful fabric. And I feel like I need to go on their website and see if that's for sale. But anyway, so yeah, that's my Viscose challis, which is just absolutely stunningly beautiful. And yeah, I'm going to make myself something. Well, I'm going to make the Sagaro set with that. I think it'll look really nice. So I wanted to share that with you. So that's it. And as I say, I have got quite a lot of fabric down here. Just got some rainbow fabrics, Felicity fabrics, Sewing Cafe Hinkley, and then I've also got some very special Liberties fabric, which was a very, very special treat. So I will do a fabric haul for you all and show you that over the next couple of weeks. Right, so that's all from me for now. If you've liked this video, please click like. If you want to comment, please send me a comment. And if you don't subscribe already, please consider subscribing. I'm so close to 2,000, but I am still a little bit away, so it'd be great if I could have a flurry of subscribers to get me to that 2,000 mark for my wedding present off you guys. And then also I just want to give a shout out to everybody that's contributed to my Ko-fi account. I can't believe you guys have part of your hard-earned money to support my channel. It means so much, and I really, really appreciate every donation. If you do want to support my channel, I have a Ko-fi account where you can buy me a virtual coffee, and yeah, it's to support my channel in respect of getting some lighting. Obviously in the day this room is beautifully lit up, but at night time the lighting is not great, and I need to invest in some great lighting so I can continue sewing, and also so I can vlog at night time as well. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's it for me, and I will see you all soon. Happy sewing. Bye.